Hey YouTube, this is Archsimmusic. This video is just going to be about the world I'm working on. I don't have a name for it yet. I have ideas, but I haven't really come up with a name for it. But pretty much it's two big masses of land with two islands in the middle. It's going to be a tropicalish, islandish type feel to it, I guess, at least at this point in time. At least half of it I wanted it to be like urban with skyscraper, high-rise buildings, pretty tight grid pattern, which you'll see me starting that in this video. Yeah, so I guess some of the challenges with this one was kind of, because I know I wanted like an urban, I guess, like an urban section to it, like with high rises, but I also did want it to kind of have an islandy feel. So later on, I guess in a few other videos, you'll kind of see that coming along. And the reason why I didn't start recording it, well, there are a couple reasons why I didn't start recording it right when I started. Well, first of all, I wanted to make sure that it was something that I wanted to do, because I did hear that it takes an extremely long amount of time to do, which it really does. Takes a really long time. But it's also kind of cool, like shaping your own world and having everything in there that you want and having it kind of look the way you want it to. It's kind of neat. I'm by no means an expert, obviously. There's a lot of things about it that change later on and that I kind of don't like, that I alter later on in the process. It was also kind of funky getting used to how the camera works, because it's different than when you're in live mode. So that was kind of a learning curve, if you will. So right now I'm just shaping like kind of where I want like a boardwalk area to be. That's gonna be adjacent to my city urban area. So that's kind of what I did, those two little islands. You kind of got a little overview of how the world's gonna look a little bit. There's some mountains farther back as well that I'm gonna put some cliff lots on, and a couple other kind of neat little elements that go along here. I wanted to kind of do some kind of like volcano type of thing for the other half of my world, but I'm still kind of trying to figure that out of how I'm going to actually pull that off. But anyway, so I guess I don't always know how to explain what I'm trying to get at. But a lot of this changes later, which is kind of weird. Like when you're designing a world, it's not abnormal that things change. And as I kind of got more accustomed to using the terrain tool and the terrain paints and stuff like that, it got to be, I started changing things and it got to be a little bit kind of easier. But here you can see that I kind of use the base stone that they give you, which does kind of look weird far away. Up close it doesn't look really weird, but far away it looks really kind of weird. So I might end up changing that later. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Up to this point, at least in my building, it's the same. But I might replace it with something else in the future if I find a terrain paint that is most appealing to me. I also know that there are kind of a number of other simmers, I should say, who are kind of building a world. I think a lot of people are kind of restless with Sims 3, so kind of just trying to find a new and different way of it, kind of using it and exploring it, which we should do, because I mean, The Sims 4 isn't going to be out for a while, and I still think there's a lot to explore in The Sims 3, like building a world. It does take a lot of patience. I've learned from personal experience that I tend to have patience when it comes to The Sims. Other things, up for grabs. But with The Sims, for some reason, I tend to have patience. So, I mean, this was really fun for me to do. I enjoyed it. It was kind of slow coming. I was getting a little impatient with it, but like when you watch it in fast motion, it's like way more entertaining, and you kind of wish it built in fast motion. So this video was actually like a 2-hour session. I was working on it for 2 hours to make like this 13-minute video. It's kind of crazy. But you also can get things exactly the way you want them. So I don't know. It's kind of neat. I guess I am going to be keeping up with my world videos because I already have like 5 more after this. Like I said, I kind of mentioned it maybe in a couple of my other videos, but this is the first one I've actually come out with because I wanted to make sure that I got to a good place where I knew that I was going to continue with it, rather than putting it out there and being like, oh, psych, not really trying to finish this right now. But yeah, so I'm just working away again. Like, it took me 2 hours to do what I did in this video, and it's really not that much, but and a lot of it changes later, so it's kind of one of those things. But yeah, I did just want to put it out there and kind of start sharing what I'm working on with my world, because I've also started building lots in my world as well, and kind of working on the aesthetic and how I want it to look and feel. So I'll also be posting those kind of in addition to other things, rather than just posting these like world videos. I might not even post them all in order. I might just post the ones I think are the most like where the most progress is made, and just maybe show screenshots in between, just because I don't want it to get boring. I'm trying to think of what else to say. I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, I guess right now in the video, I'm starting to kind of lay the foundation for the urban part of my world. It was kind of funky getting used to how like the road tool works and stuff like that. I'm putting all these metropolitan buildings out to make sure that I make lots big enough that they'll fit on. Up to this point, I've kind of been brainstorming ideas on how I want to approach my metropolitan area. I guess how I build is I kind of do, because again my education is in like urban planning, architecture, and interiors, so I kind of do things from a macro level down to a micro level, which is why I'm kind of going to be doing other building videos in between that I've already kind of done for this world, to kind of break up the monotony of my urban planning. So this is pretty much me doing my urban planning, so laying all the lots, all the roads and stuff down before I start actually building. Now, presently, I've already started building, but that's why, yeah, I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to disseminate this, but it's cool, whatever. So basically, that's what I did. I laid all the roads out, planned the city out how I kind of wanted it to be, and then have started working on a couple of the lots. There's actually, well, I don't even know if I should mention this because it's not going to be in theory for another couple videos, but I made, just for fun, a couple months ago, I made like this port area in Isla Paradiso that's Um, it's a port area, and it's like right on the water, but it's really like island festive as far as the architecture. So really bright, vibrant colors, and it's just a series of ports. And off those ports, I put like different, their boat, like the boat platforms or whatever. But I made like nightclubs and stuff, so it's gonna be kind of neat. And I actually put that in this world because it's not gonna be introduced in Isla Verde, so obviously. So I put it in my world on one of the islands, and so the architecture on that island is gonna be really island festive, very colorful, and I think it's gonna turn out to look really neat. I'm excited about it. Um, right now in this video, I'm kind of planning out the urban center where I want like the city hall and stuff to go. I want the city hall and like a big park or green space area in front of it, which is actually pretty typical for most urban areas anyway. So, not necessarily being super creative. Um, but I was kind of thinking about how I want my urban area to actually look. I don't know if I still don't know if I want to use different color or style textured high rises all over, or if I want just to use like maybe a white one and have the bottom be like hand built or built by me, I guess. I don't know how to say that. But be like 3 stories tall and be very similar to the other architecture in this world, and just have the high-rise tower. Um, I haven't quite decided how I want that to be at this point anyway, but I'm sure that decision is gonna be made pretty fast because I'm gonna start working on the urban center and doing videos on that. Another thing about Create a World that freaked me out the first time was when you're in like build mode, it takes a long time to save, and that freaked me out because I was working for a long time. But anyway, enough babbling, I guess. So this video is shortly coming to an end here, or quickly coming to an end shortly. Until this